meat and curry, I'm your man. Cause how we all lose it is a mystery. It's like the changing of our wardrobes from a dire history. But it's the one making us not stop. 50 kilograms is all we've got to drop. La 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 la, la 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 la.
Bob Cooper.
Good afternoon. That was a nice intro.
It's been a long week, mate. It's been a long week. And Emma's over on a hen in Vegas right now.
Up to all sorts of no good. Vegas.
Well, she texted me a little picture of her eating a slice of pizza saying, I won't be too hungover tomorrow. And I'm like, it's your weekend, hun. You do you.
You do you, hun.
And me and the halfster are together for a whole weekend.
Lovely.
He's buzzing.
Great
He's
time.
currently lying out of his bed, not looking like he's buzzing, but yeah. We've got a little park date booked in tomorrow. We're going to hit Beckenham Place Park. We're going to let him off the lead. What about yourself, Bobbles?
Long week. Just trying to figure out a plan of how I'm going to make sure this upcoming month is a success. Because at the moment, I'm still feeling like from the weigh-in a little while back, I'm feeling like a little boy lost in terms of progress for this month.
Rattled. That's what you are. Big
Yeah.
boy rattled.
My headspace at the minute is like, just don't put on weight again this month, which is exactly what it shouldn't be. And if I have that mindset, I'm almost certainly not going to try and lose weight and then actually end up putting weight on anyway, which is completely counterintuitive. I've been trying to figure out, or just have a, trying to G myself up because the headspace is just all over the place at the moment.
I get what you mean. I felt for you this week, Bob.
Oh.
I felt for you. For the context for the listeners, I saw Bob yesterday night for a little light ale and
a wing, actually.
And a wing. Yeah. He looks a little bit defeated, Bob. He looks a little bit upset with it all. And I felt as if you had what I call the summer, it is what it is mindset. In theory, in my mind, everyone in winter goes, let's just go through it. Let's do it now for the summer.
Too late now, like whatever, just go with it.
And actually, I'm in a mindset that's slightly different to that, which is hard to get into. But I'm going, I much prefer waking up in the summer. I can get up and hit the gym. I can go out and do something productive. I can do something like that. And I have been to the gym on Wednesday morning. First, I actually got a shout out half of that. He was barking at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now let's go. It's time to chat about a reset. That's what I think.
I do need a reset. I do need a reset, to be honest. I've just got to utilise my time better. Do you know what it is? Is like mornings. I've always struggled with evenings because I work late, whatever the fucking job is I've had. I've worked late or there's been travel involved in getting home. Go from London to Oxford. And so I've always felt like for me to be able to get and obviously have a lifestyle change, because that's what it's about. It's not about losing weight. It's about changing your lifestyle, isn't it? Because otherwise, if I lose weight and fall back to my old habits, I'll put it back on. I need to get in a good habit of working out before work, create that extra time where possible and just get into a habit of that. Then you've always got that pre-work slot, haven't you, really? There's nothing else going on. It's just getting up and travel. So part of me thinks like I've just got to utilise that a bit more. But then when I'm working in London, like I leave the house at 5:45 and that's to get to work. I get to work about 20 minutes early. So what am I suggesting? Like I'm going to go leave at 4:30, and that's just not going to happen, is it?
No, I did that for boxing. It's possible, but you're just like, you're dead behind.
But what I think is like my work from home days, what I've got to do is do that. Just get up and get it done. And then when I'm working in London, try and do either after work or try and fit in a lunchtime slot. Our work's pretty good. If you do gym at lunch, they'll give you 90 minutes. So that's pretty handy. I knew that joining the business, and have I used it once? No, absolutely not. Not taking my gym stuff to London.
I also think that's a new starter thing, though, isn't it? It's you don't want to be seen to be the guy that's taking the piss out of the benefits when you first join. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
kind of that. And also like learning this business, like, do you think I get a lunch hour? Of course I don't. Like it's about booking the meetings whenever I've got a time slot. And if any amount of that lunch hour remains, then great, grab a bit of a sandwich. But otherwise it's just keep plowing on my meetings. So in reality, like it's not as if in my role I get to block out that hour. Like I've just got work to do and things to achieve. That's another excuse. Maybe I should block it out. And then it's just like, and actually I think the US travel stuff is easy. I think it's just behave yourself and get into a good routine. Because when I'm over there, I've got no baby. I've got nothing. The travel is, the Airbnbs are always within 5-10 minutes of the office. So actually they should be a given. They should be, if anything, do something in the morning and do something in the evening, eat well. They could be like a little healthy, well-being, like almost fitness retreat in a way. And I get a load of sleep.
If I think I have to go to the gym, I think I have to block out an hour and then have some time either way to get to and from the gym and then do that.
Yes.
Wednesday morning, I did 1K on a treadmill quick as a warm-up and then did 30 minutes weightlifting. Felt $1 million. Walked out, left. Doesn't have to be an hour. I'm not saying that the commute from Oxford is, I don't think you've got half hour to spare there, but definitely a lunch break. The whole hour's workout is the kind of all or nothing mindset that I think I've been in for years. That is just like, for me,
is what I've lived in. Like, we're both the same with that. Like, I'm always all or nothing.
Yeah,
and at the moment, I'm nothing, which is my problem. So I'm not losing weight because I'm just going too busy. Can't I'm at capacity, so I'm doing nothing. Literally just doing nothing.
Yeah, which then, and also for me, when I get in a bad routine, it's like my brain's like, I need to go to the gym or I need to go and do something. I need to move. I need to run. When I was training for the marathon, it's the same shit. I need to run. And then I'm like, well, I can't be asked. And then it's like, well, you whip the phone out, get an Uber Eats to make yourself feel comfortable again. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's committing to do very small things that actually lead to bigger things. Getting up and doing that gym sessions changed my mind about morning gyms. It's off the cards in my head at the moment. Now it's back on. Going to play football with Man v Fat is actually a half an hour game, but you don't get half an hour football, you get 15. But it's led me to now play football 4 or 5 times a week because I'm enjoying football again. It's not as fucking hard.
It's like a stepping stone.
Yeah. Cycling, I wasn't going to do more than an hour on Sunday. I did 45 minutes. I could have done a lot more. And now I'm looking forward to my next cycle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's it. It's just building habits, isn't it? And I think talking to you yesterday, you were like completely defeated. Yeah. And I was like, come on, man, let's get back on the horse. And the worst thing is having so much on, because so resonated with me quite a lot, because it's, for me, I overload myself with shit to do. I don't need to. I need to actually get rid of a load of stuff, free up some time, use that time doing the right thing. And if I'm moving, I'm happy. Like, I'm going to play football after this.
She made that point there, and that did hit home with me, but I just thought I'm not very good at doing that for sure. Like, she was like, you don't need, like, there's a maximum capacity that you have. And she was like, you need to remove something before you add the stress, rather than adding on, I've got to do all the gym stuff. Like she was saying, so she took away her Friday drinks because that gave her some time back. And also it stopped the negative knock on that had. I don't know what I can remove at the minute, which is like, which is an excuse, but actually, to be fair, at the moment, I feel is kind of valid. But then only for some parts of my life, like I say, the US, I'm only there for a week in the next few weeks before I weigh in. So, and I go very soon. So that's 1 week actually can just be a good week. So that's now not an issue.
See, it's fitness camp.
Yeah, exactly. And then I've just got to utilize the time that I'm here and back. Like, I'm going to Ibiza in a couple of weeks.
I think
doesn't have to be terrible.
No, I think going away actually is quite easy. If you're going away with like your missus and doing meals every night, that's a different story. But going out on the piss, you're on your feet all day and hitting some clubs and stuff. You're burning energy that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's really
hit some like just try and make a conscious effort to lay off the pints. What does Sophie say? She said clear spirits. Clear spirits. Keep drinking water. And just don't bang load of takeaway shite. Try and actually have some sensible food. But you never eat 3 meals a day and stuff like that. So have some sensible nutrition, clear spirits, enjoy yourself, drink water. Actually doesn't mean it has to be that terrible.
Yeah, okay. So
I think, do you know what this is? Do you know what I think this is? So I think this is a month for just like starting things, taking your point there. So it's like, I think it's a month to just get things started. Start my first PT session, start my first lunch gym or pre-work gym or whatever. Just start getting little things underway and then see how much momentum they can get. If they don't gain much, but at least you've started in this, I feel better about the next time I can do it. think that's the underlying kind of going to be the foundation of me having a half sensible month. I think is just trying to fit the little wins in.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because otherwise, I'll go usually like you know what I'm like with this, and you mentioned it a few pods ago. It's like, well, usually my weight loss has an absolute kickstart because my mind's there and I've got some time, and I'll literally do. I remember last time I lost a little weight, it could be years ago. I remember doing like 11 workouts in the week. So I was doing midweek. So most days I was doing 2, and I'd do 1 or 2 at the weekend. It's like, I wish I had that time now. I was single then, had no post-lockdown, but still fairly quiet. I had no kids. Like the job was much easier. I was working from home 5 days a week. Like, of course I could do that, but that's not realistic ever again for me. So I've still got to find a way to be comfortable that I'm making progress without thinking it's all or nothing and going, oh, I've got to do fucking 11 workouts in a week.
Yeah, I just think let's just focus on getting them base bits done, like walking and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I've been getting some lazy habits, like cabs back from the station, and it's mainly because I'm like trying to fit a load of stuff in, and it's a speed thing. But I could walk down that hill. It's got slightly hotter, and I'm a bit like, it's literally like extreme downhill, then extreme uphill to my house, and just that last bit, I'm like, it's a 20-minute walk. And I need to get back just hitting that.
But that 20-minute walk would have a huge effect if you did that every day against getting the cab every day, wouldn't it? Like, it's a massive effect. I
get bus up the hill in the morning. And the hill to the station at Orpington Station genuinely is like the Travelator at Gladiator. You've been walking uphill anyway. And then you get to this bit that's like there leading into the door. And it genuinely looks like that fucking... Do you remember that last bit on Gladiator?
Yeah.
Everyone's falling down. That's what it feels like. And if you're running for the train, you're like, yeah. And also, I'm currently looking at my garden. That grass could be up to my waist at the back. I've got like 2 halves.
Right. Yeah.
So I've done the bottom half. There's weeds everywhere, and the previous owners of this house have grown everything. So there's an apricot tree, cherry trees, herbs, everything. Like everything, garlic grows in here. Anything you could possibly imagine. Grapes, everything is grown.
Yeah.
At this point in the year, it just goes boom.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there going, well, I could spend a day doing that and getting all of that sorted over this weekend while Emma's out.
That's good exercise, though.
Nice graft.
Like pottering, where you're just moving around and like honestly, like it sounds pathetic, and I'm sure lots of people don't have it. But if I get on a cleaning spree, but if I start going, right, I'm hoovering, I'm dusting, I'm doing my washing, I'm sorting this out, I'm going to like sort my room out or clean the car out, and you do all that type of stuff, I'm definitely sweating by the end of that. 100%. Like that all that little movement, but constant, does a world of wonders for me.
I'd like to see you cleaning. I'd like to watch that.
One of my favourite pastimes, it seems, at the minute, is moving house. In the last year, I think I've moved like 4 or 5 times or something. In the last 15 months or so. And the good news is we've just had an offer accepted on the house. We get to move again in a few months.
Oh,
the house moving situation, like, honestly, that's 2 or 3 days of me just sweating my ass off.
It's graft. It really is graft.
It is graft, isn't it?
Yeah, I remember trying to get the bed up the stairs in this house. Shout out to Big James Monks, Emma's brother. That's 2 girthy blokes going at it. Disaster. I was absolutely gone after that. A couple of days, just everything ached. Yeah, and the thought of moving out this now, oh my days, that'd be a fortnight's worth of work, I think.
Yeah. What we've done, I've got a conservatory here, which is actually a really big conservatory. It's not nice. It's got like a plastic top on it. Like, it's not habitable. And it's kind of off to the side a bit. So really, it's a shed. Like, I use it as it's a shed. But in
just
there,
like a massive one, like a German beer hall.
Oh, shut up, mate. Anyway, we moved in here. So we moved back in here, which is obviously temporarily in the cottage like a couple of months ago. And so like 2/3 of our stuff is still in boxes because we know that we're just moving again. So that process at least is a bit quicker. But yeah, I'll be an absolute mess again. As soon as I rent one of them vans and start moving, I'm just wet for 3 days.
It's proper graft that. That's kind of sums it up though, isn't it? You just got to move. Not move house.
Exactly.
Like actually like move.
Just move my body. But yeah, that like all the little just pottering isn't like doing a workout, but all of that, it shows how much I move. But yeah, all that just definitely has an effect. If I did a bit of gardening, if you sent me out there to do gardening for a couple of hours, I'm sure that would get some decent calories burnt. So yeah, get out gardening, might do some good.
There was a bit of advice for you there, Big Bob, from one of the listeners. Jay Carpenter, the man behind the Do They Weigh In at a Farm at That Weight guy.
Yeah, lovely bloke by the sounds of it.
Yeah, he's actually come up with some decent advice for you, Bob. He reckons you want to listen to Andrew Huberman. There's a podcast where the guy travels a lot and he goes through the science of what your body goes through when you travel. And it's about eating on certain time zones and staying to a routine so you don't get knocked out of the routine and your body craving certain things in certain times.
Right.
So it might be worth a little listen that. And
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Who is it from? What's the book or podcast?
I think it's The Diary of a CEO, he said. Andrew Huberman.
Andrew Huberman.
He was telling me about it a few days ago and saying that'd be good advice for Bob. And I would have researched.
I love the advice.
Yeah.
Love the advice. Appreciate that. And also, just another, and whilst we're talking about our droppers, as you named them,
Die-hard droppers.
Die-hard droppers. See, I've used that. Just a little shout out to some of the people that have messaged me actually, following the weigh-in. I've just had some. I've had a few really nice messages of encouragement and support, and actually, although that isn't expected, they were nice to receive. But I've had some great messages going, do you know what? Like, you can do it. Come on. Don't beat yourself up. Like, I'm rooting for you.
Love that. That's what it's all about. I got a shout out for old Kat Sang, the Sanger. We were wondering why we were popping up in Taiwan and countries like that. It's basically she's been travelling for work, listening to the pod, flying the flag.
Oh, brilliant.
Number one international dropper, I think, it's a hard fought title. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kat Sang.
Kat Sang.
Appreciate the listen, Kat Sang. What a legend. Loves an egg and cress sandwich.
Yeah.
What a girl.
I think we need some actions from this, Bob. I don't think targets is the route we're looking for, but I do think we need to start tracking some stuff, good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah, we said on the last pod we were going to start doing tracking MyFitnessPal. Have you put anything to MyFitnessPal yet?
I have to every week for Man v Fat.
Ah, right. Yeah, I've not started using that yet. When I land in America, I'll start that up. So from next week, from Monday, I'll get going on that, and we can have some time to review it.
Pints is such a hard thing to track. Nights out, just being in pub in general is really hard to track, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially when I'm hucking in them Sahara hot nuts like there's no tomorrow. Because I tell you what, they are glorious. And I lose track of how many of them get whacked away.
I think they should build something into an app in your watch where every time your watch goes near a pint, it picks up some barcode. And that just immediately goes into MyFitnessPal. That's what I think it needs to happen.
That's next level, isn't it? It should be
or like you could just scan your watch over any item and it will go like beep, and that's already in.
Or just whack a chip in my mouth, not an actual fry. Like, that would be nice as well. But you know what I mean? Old Elon Musk has got some sort of thing going on with chips, and he microchips that he whacks in people, and then it's going to tell us how healthy we are, what's wrong with us, and something like that. I'm sure there's some. Just whack one of them in my mouth. Oh, he's out of Snickers.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, he's had another one. Oh, another one.
Oh, he's got diabetes now.
I think the actions are just start with it. Start doing something. It's an action. Getting back in the gym. I've got to do some gym visits. I've got to do some PT visits. And when I'm in America, make sure the American week coming up next week is a good week. If I can get those things now, that's me off and running. Because at the minute, I just don't feel like we did this. Obviously, we're doing this pod to try and hold us accountable, and it hasn't worked so far for me. But I think once I get into a good space and get a bit of momentum, then it's fine. Like, I know I've got another few more weeks of stuff coming on, but after that, hopefully, I've got a period of not spending money and yeah, just calming down and trying to get into a good rhythm. So yeah, the future could be bright if I just need to switch my mind on now rather than let it be another few weeks before I do so.
And this is a chemical, right, which I don't think is the key, but it does make me feel a lot better. I've been taking Magic Mind.
Right.
I got lured into some Instagram marketing.
Sure, of course you did. Absolutely you did.
And it's extortionate for what you get. You get this little, like, the only way to describe it is like a Yakult.
Right, okay, yeah.
That is like a very intense green tea, but has a load of like mushrooms and stuff in it. Genuinely reduces all of that stress. And I'm adamant they're working. And it gives me this complete sense of clarity. And it's kept me my eating habits come when I'm overstressed or I've been pissed off and I immediately go to the fridge. I haven't put a foot wrong since I've been smashing Magic Mind. And I'm not sure if it is linked or that I'm just in a good headspace. But
Magic Mind.
At the moment, I think working. Magic Mind is a game changer. I promise you. I haven't taken one today and my head's been waving around everywhere.
Oh, look at that.
The rest of I'm telling you.
How many shares have you got in Magic Mind?
I've got no shares in Magic Mind. But I think it could be a game changer, Bob. I'd love to have you as another guinea pig to see if it's not just me being insane.
All right, well then I'll get and I'll Google later and order up some Magic Mind.
They're picking it up in America, actually. I think they're an American company. Magic Mind.
Magic Mind Yakults. I'm on it.
They're not.
I know what you're saying. They're just a little blended bottle. Yeah, same as the ones you get in the airports for like in the US. They sell them for like dream sleep and stuff. Neck a little bottle of it, whack that back.
Possibly, but I feel like I'm more alive. I feel like I'm more ready. I've got this sense of clarity that I've never had.
This is wonderful, just wonderul content. And do you know what else would be a good step for me is if I start wearing my Apple Watch again. Charge that bad boy up, stick it on the old wrist. And that tells you to stand up every hour, which obviously sometimes you can't, but actually might be a nice little reminder. And also might encourage me to step, go for some little walks, get my steps up, all that shit. Like actually seeing it every day, how bad it is sometimes might make me just find some pockets of time or use my pockets of time more. So maybe that's the thing, get the Apple Watch back on, because that's what my missus says to me. She's like, and PT said it as well. He's like, I can tell when you're in a good headspace because you're wearing that. Because that's when my head's on. Because once my head's on, I want to know how well I'm doing. So I'm tracking it with my Apple Watch.
So you like putting your head in the sand when it's off?
Well, when it's off, it shows me that I'm not bothered. It's a good indication of my head's in a good place. I wouldn't have it on if I'm not tracking, and I'm not tracking if it's bad. So really, I should just get it on and see if I can use that as inspiration to start making the results better.
Every time I was on a diet, I used to have one. And then go in a drawer somewhere. Not that Apple Watch. This is like
any of them.
They were like, what were they? Fitbits, maybe back in the day. And I had this like collection of. I just every time I went on a diet, I bought another watch. So I've got myself a little Garmin. My brother swears by it's like a band. It looks like a band.
Right, yeah. And then that just reports your phone, does it?
Yeah, and it tracks everything, sleep, everything.
Right. Okay. Well, I've got an iWatch and it works perfectly fine. And when I have it on, I generally do things better. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to charge that bad boy up. Well,
we've both got a lot of hurdles this month. Sorry. I don't want to be the jockey that falls down. I want to be the jockey that wins the Grand National, Bob.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? What you want to be is consistent in this game.
Absolutely. Consistency over motivation, I heard the other day. They're like, motivation's pointless, mate. Could have been Goggins, actually.
Could have been Goggins. Of course it's Goggins.
He's like, you need the motivation to get up and do something. He's like, you don't need the motivation. You need consistency. If you rely on consistency, it doesn't matter if you're happy, sad. You'll always be out there. You'll always be getting it. Makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Thanks, Goggins.
If it's like, I really need the motivation, that could be a 6-month window where you're not motivated. I get that all the time. I wasn't motivated when I was leading into that marathon. I've done the marathon. It's over. I'm pumped now. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Consistency is key. All right. Well, that's another. I'm over. Write that on a post-it and have it next to my bed.
Right.
All right. I want to charge my Apple Watch him.
Yeah. Good man. Can't wait for the update.
See you in a week.
Yeah. Take care, big boy.
We've got some diet plans, health scans, sugar bans, fitness fans, PTs, injuries, laying off the Chinese, ball games, gym chains, protein gains and skin tight tops, and we ain't gonna stop until we hit the 50k. Drop, 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 no excess fat, no FAT, no curry bag, no guarantee. Rough or buff, lean on me, we'll end up as fit as a bear.